Hello and welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do game number 20 of our Boston Red Sox 1977 replay. We played all the games from May 3rd, except for the Seattle visiting the Red Sox. But as you can see, the Red Sox are tied for first place with the Baltimore Orioles with a record of 13-6. So let's get today's game started. Hope everybody's doing well. And there we go. So Baltimore did play today, I think. Or they might have played yesterday, because the Red Sox had yesterday off. It was a travel day to come back home to play Seattle. And in actuality, they did lose this game by a score of 10-8. So if we can get a victory today, we can move another game ahead of our pace. And I think this will be 4 games ahead of our pace, 4 more wins than in the actual season. Alright, so let's get it started. Alright, so it's going to be Macormack for Seattle against Rick Wise for the Red Sox, and it's a lousy day for baseball, as you can see here. So here
Welcome
at Fenway.
to the stadium for today's ball game.
Alrighty, so Rick Wise on the hill for the Red Sox. This season he has an 0-1 record with a 5.63 earned run average. He's pitched 16 innings, allowing 19 hits, 6 walks, 12 strikeouts, and has allowed 1 home run. On the actual season, he was 11-5 with a 4.77 earned run average. So the Seattle lineup is going to be Larry Milbourne, I believe the second baseman. Steve Braun, the left fielder, hits second. Carlos Lopez in right bats third. Dan Myers, your first baseman, batting cleanup. I think it's Juan Baez, the third baseman, bats fifth, followed by Bill Stein, the DH, hitting sixth. Rupert Jones, the center fielder, bats seventh. Bill or Bob Stinson, one of the two. Bob. This catcher bats 8th, and Craig Reynolds, the shortstop, will bat 9th. This is for the expansion Seattle Mariners. The Red Sox defense left to right is Yastrzemski in left, Miller in center, Evans in right. The infield left to right is Hobson, Burleson, Doyle, and Scott. And behind the plate, Pudge Fisk. Alright, so Larry Milbourne steps to the plate. So far, in 81 at-bats, he's hitting .247 with a homer and 10 runs batted in. Hobson and Scott are going to play in on the grass. Here's the windup in the pitch. Off the 4 column. And let's see, a swinging strikeout. So, 1 gone in the Seattle first. That'll bring up Steve Braun. Steve Braun comes in hitting just .141 with 4 runs batted in, 85 at-bats. And he's going to draw the walk. So, 1-out walk. Seattle has their first base runner. He'll be held on by Scott. Carlos Lopez up to the plate now. Lopez comes in hitting .217 and 46 at-bats with a homer and 5 runs batted in. And Wise trying to hold the runner close. Here's the windup in the pitch off the 6th column. And it's going to be a fly ball to right. Evans backpedals quickly. Makes the catch for out number 2. So that'll bring up Dan Meyer, the first baseman. Meyer comes in hitting .221 with 4 homers, 17 runs batted, and 86 at-bats. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a base hit to left. Yastrzemski's up with it. He'll get it back in quickly, holding Braun at second. So runners on first and second with 2 down. For Juan Baez. Baez hitting .284 with 5 runs batted and 67 at-bats. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. Braun will be held at third as Miller gets it back in quickly. That'll load the bases for Bob Stein. Or Bill Stein. Is it Bill Stein? Bill Stein. That's the Bill guy, yeah. Bill Stein, and it's Bob Stinson, okay. Bill Stein, the DH. He comes in hitting .275 with a homer and 9 runs batted and 91 at-bats. Bases loaded. Wise trying to get out of it with no damage. Here's the windup in the pitch. Off the 4 column. And like the inning starts, it ends with a strikeout. So Seattle leaves the bases loaded. Red Sox coming up. They'll face, I haven't heard of this guy, Frank Macormack. Frank Macormack, perhaps because he was in the real season, he only pitched 7 innings with a 3.686 earned run average. He's already pitched 8 innings so far in the replay. This is likely to be his last appearance of the year. With an 0-2 record. In 8 innings, he's allowed 10 hits, 13 walks, and 1 strikeout. So the defense left to right for the Mariners is going to be Braun in left, Jones in center, Lopez in right. The infield left to right is Baez, Reynolds, Milbourne, and Meyer. Either average or below average. Everybody is. Rupert Jones, the best fielder in center with the most range, anyway. Lopez with the best arm in right. And Stinson behind the plate is below average with a +2 arm. McCormick on the mound is average range and a +9 hold rating. So Red Sox will be most likely running on him if they can get a runner on. The combination of McCormick and Stinson is a +11. So Burleson comes up to the plate. It'll be Burleson, the shortstop. Doyle at second, bat second. Jim Rice is the DH, batting third. Batting cleanup, the captain, Kyle Yastrzemski. George the Boomer Scott hitting fifth, the first baseman. Behind the plate, Pudge Fisk. Batting sixth. Batting seventh, Dwight Evans in right field. Butch Hobson at third will hit eighth. And Rick Miller in center bats ninth. So Burleson comes in hitting .261 with 3 runs batted and 88 at-bats. Here's the windup in the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to Baez. Over to Meyer across the diamond for out number 1. So Denny Doyle off to a good start, hitting .333 and 66 at-bats with 8 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to his counterpart. Melbourne's up with it. Over to first for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down to the Red Sox first. That'll bring up Jim Rice, who's off to a good start, hitting .305 with 7 homers and 21 runs batted and 82 at-bats. Also has 5 doubles and 3 triples. So 15 extra base hits so far. Here's the pitch to Rice. And it's going to be a range check on Reynolds. Reynolds with a 4 range. That's going to be a base hit for Rice. And the Red Sox have their first base runner, 2-out single. Rice will be held on by Meyer at first. And we have the captain, Kyle Yastrzemski. He's hitting .263 with 4 homers and 17 runs batted and 80 at-bats. Here's the pitch to Yaz. Ground ball to third. Baez with a 4 range. And he'll get to it. Over to first in time, 5-3 on the putout, and that'll do it for the Red Sox in the first after 1 full, no score. So it'll be bottom third of the order for Seattle. Jones, Stinton, and Reynolds against Wise. Jones comes in hitting .245, 4 home runs, 15 runs batted, and 94 at-bats. Wise looks in for the sign. Here's the windup in the pitch. Ground ball to Scott. One hop. Takes it to the bag himself for out number 1. So Stinton to the plate now. Stinton comes in inning 328 with a home run, 6 runs batted, and 61 at-bats. It's off the 2 column in the wheelhouse. And that's going to be a base hit past Scott. So 1 out and 1 on. Scott will be held on, and Stinson will be held on by Scott. That'll be up to number 9 hitter, Reynolds. Reynolds comes in hitting .301 with a homer and 11 runs batted in 73 at-bats. Wise looks in for the sign, looks at the runner, kicks and delivers. It's a ground ball to first. They're going to go to second for 1. And they get the lead runner, no return throw. So 2 outs now with a runner on first. Reynolds on the force play. Fielder's choice. Milbourne to the plate now. Milbourne 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out his first time up. And it's going to be a ground ball to Burson at short. Up with it, over to first. And that will do it for the Mariners in the second. So after 1.5, no score still at Fenway Park. It's a bad night here in Fenway, as you mentioned earlier. So it's a good hitter's night. All right, that'll bring up the boomer, George Scott. Scott hitting an even .300 with 5 home runs, 13 runs batted, and 80 at-bats. Here's the windup in the pitch to Scott. Ground ball back to the box. McCormick up with it, flips it to first, 1-3 on the putout. So that'll bring up Carlton Fisk. Carlton Fisk off to a great start, hitting .394 and 66 at-bats with 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in. Pitch to Pudge. And that's going to be a strikeout looking for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down in the Red Sox second. Brings up Dewey Evans. Evans hitting .361 with 5 homers, 20 runs batted in, 72 at-bats. Here's the pitch to Evans. And that's going to be a base hit, so the Red Sox have their second hit of the day. Evans reaches on the 2-out single. He'll be held on by Meyer. Got to bring up Butch Hobson. He's hitting .276 with 4 homers, 15 runs batted in 76 at-bats. Evans gets his lead. The pitch by McCormick. Fly ball to right off the end of the bat. And Lopez will make the catch for out number 3. So after 2 full, it remains scoreless here in Boston. So Wise back out on the hill. Braun up to the plate. Braun walked his first time up. Pitch. And he'll walk again. So 2 walks issued by Wise so far. He'll be held on by Scott. Henry Lopez is 0 for 1 on the day. And he gets one in the wheelhouse. And Lopez gets a hold of one to left field. Yastrzemski looking up. And it is gone. So a 2-run homer by Lopez puts the Mariners on top 2-0. That'll be a Meyer. Meyer 1 for 1 on the day. And it's going to be a pop-up to Scott at first. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. So Baez to the plate. He's 1 for 1 also. And ground ball to short. Roosters up with it. Over to first. 2 up and 2 down. Well, more than 2 up. 4 up and 2 down now. So Stein up to the plate now. Stein's 0 for 1 on the day. And that's going to be foul backed out of play. He's back in the box. Line shot to Hobson. He'll make the catch to end the inning, but damage done as Lopez hits himself a 2-run homer and puts Seattle on top 2-0 after 2.5. So Meyer and Baez are going to play in on the grass for Rick Miller. Miller hitting just .211, 7 runs batted, and 57 at-bats. He has the pitch to Miller. And that's going to be a strikeout for out number 1. So Miller goes down looking. That brings up Rooster. Rick Rolson 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll strike out. So back-to-back Ks to start the third for McCormack. McCormack now with 3 strikeouts on the day. So Denny Doyle to the plate, 0 for 1. Gets one he can handle. And base hit up the middle for a 2-out single for Doyle. That'll bring up Jim Rice. He singled his first time up. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. 6-3 on the putout, and it will end the Red Sox third. So after 3 full, it's Seattle 2 and Boston nothing. So Rupert Jones, bottom third of the order. Jones, Stinson, and Reynolds up against Wise here in the 4th. Jones 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. And he'll get his first hit of the day, a base hit past Scott. So leadoff runner is on. Corners are going to play and expecting Stinson the bunt here. Here's the windup in the pitch. Ground ball to first. This could be 2. Throw to second for 1. Back to first. That's a 3-6-3 double play started by Scott. So the base is empty with 2 down now for Reynolds. He's 0 for 1. And Reynolds is going to get a hold of one here. Evans going back at the wall. He jumps for it, and Evans robs him of a home run. So nice play by Dewey to rob Stinson of a home run and keep the game at 2-0 after 3.5. So Yastrzemski to lead it off. Yastrzemski 0 for 1 on the day. McCormack kicks and delivers. Ground ball back to the box. McCormack up with it, flips it to Meyer for out number 1. So scores around the league. The White Sox lead the Royals 2-0. Milwaukee shutting out Toronto 3-0. The Yankees blanking California 6-0. Texas and Detroit knotted at 1. And Minnesota all over Cleveland 8-0. So Scott up there now. Scott's 0 for 1 on the day. Fly ball to center. Jones is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So that'll bring up Fisk. Fisk also 0 for 1 on the day. And Jones will record his 5th strikeout. And the Red Sox go quietly in the 4th. So after 4 full, it remains Mariners 2, Red Sox nothing. So Melbourne to lead it off. Melbourne looking for his first hit of the day. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball to short. Range check on Burleson. He's a 2 range. He'll get to it. And make the play over to Scott for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down in the Seattle 5th. Braun walked and scored. And this time he'll get his first base hit of the day. So 1 out single for Braun. He'll be held on by Scott. Lopez put the Mariners on top 2-0 with his 2-run homer. His last time up. See what he does this time. This time it's going to be a ground ball to short. They'll get the lead runner at second. Return throw not in time. So 2 down now. Lopez on the fielder's choice. Brings up Myers 1 for 2. Fly ball to right. And Evans will track it down for out number 3. So halfway through, it's the Seattle Mariners 2 and the Boston Red Sox nothing. So Evans 1 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. And strikeout. So 5th K of the day for McCormack. He's definitely had his A game on today. So Hobson 0 for 1. And it's going to be a range check by his counterpart, Baez. Gets to it. And makes the play. Over to Meyer. 5-3 on the putout for out number 2. So Miller 0 for 1. And he hits a lazy fly ball to left. Barn is coming in. And makes the catch. 3 up and 3 down in the 5th for the Red Sox. So after 5 full, it remains Seattle shutting out Boston 2-0. So here's Baez. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Ground ball to short. Doyle's up with it. Over to Scott for out number 1. So Stein 0 for 2 on the day. And Wise will record his 3rd strikeout. 2 down now. Rupert Jones 1 for 2. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. Miller gets it back in quickly. And Jones will be on it first. He'll be held on by Scott. Stinson 1 for 2 on the day. And that's going to be into the corner. Evans up with it quickly. They're going to throw for the runner trying to score. Jones rounds 3rd trying to score. And he'll make it on a close play to make it 3-0 Seattle. So Stint with a 2-run double. a 2-out RBI double. Puts the Mariners on top 3-0 now. So Reynolds 0 for 2 on the day. Ground ball to Burleson at short. He'll get to it. And over to Scott for out number 3. But the Mariners tag on another 1 run on the RBI double by Stinson. And it's 3-0 Seattle. So California making a comeback on the Yankees now. 6-3 New York. Cleveland on the board now 8-2 Minnesota. Chicago and Kansas City are now tied 2-2. Milwaukee over Toronto 6-3. And Texas and Detroit are still tied at 1. So Burleson 0 for 2 up to the plate. He'll lead it off for the Red Sox in here in the bottom of the 6th. Whoops. 2 column. And it's a fly ball to right. Lopez is there, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Red Sox have managed just 3 hits off McCormack. Doyle 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll draw the walk. So 1-out walk. He'll be held on by Meyer. That brings up Bryce. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And it's going to be a strikeout for out number 2. So Yaz still looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 2. Gets one in the wheelhouse. Oh! Gets one and just misses. As Lopez catches it on the wall. Makes a great one-handed grab. Right in front of the 380 marker. So the Red Sox still without a run as we head to the 7th. 3-0 Seattle. So Wise back out there for inning number 7. He's Milbourne 0 for 3 on the day. And it's a base hit. Seattle now with 9 hits off Wise. There is some stirring in the Red Sox pen. So that'll bring up Steve Braun. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. He'll drop down the bunt. Wise looks at second but goes to first. As Milbourne is now in scoring position with a 1 down. So Lopez 1 for 3 with a home run. Gets one in the wheelhouse. And that's going to be rocked in the center between Yastrzemski and Miller. It goes all the way to the monster. Melbourne will score easily, and Lopez will have himself an RBI double. And Zimmer comes out. That is going to be it for Wise. And that's going to bring in Bill the Spaceman Lee. So Wise giving up 4 runs. All of them earned and responsible for Lopez at second. So Meyer 1 for 3 on the day up to the plate now. And it's going to be a ground ball to first. Scott up with it over to first as Lopez moves over to third. But now with 2 down. So Baez 1 for 3 up to the plate now. And it's going to be a fly ball to right. Evans is there. And he'll make the catch to end the inning. But Seattle tacks on another, and it's 4-0 after 7.5. So here's the trivia question. Who was the RBI leader in 2019 in the American League? RBI leader in the AL. And I'm going to go with Aaron Judge. I don't know if that was before his time or not, but I'll go with it. All right, so lock in your answers. Jose Abreu. Yeah, so it was before Judge, I think. 123. I think that's when he was with the Yankees. Jose Abreu. All right, we head to the home half of the 7th. The Red Sox down by 4 now. McCormick's still out there. Scott 0 for 2 on the hill. At bat. Fly ball to center. Jones is there and makes the catch for out number 1. So the Red Sox managing just 3 hits off McCormick so far. Fisk 0 for 2 on the day. Draws the 1-out walk. It brings up Evans 1 for 2. Fisk being held on. Oh, and just barely misses a triple there. As Lopez gives chase and makes the catch for out number 1. It's out number 2. So Red Sox not getting the die rolls today. Hobson 0 for 2 up to the plate now. Fisk gets his lead as the windup in the pitch. Ground ball to third. Milburn with a 5 range. Wow. Normally 4, but because of the base runner, he's at 5. Let's see if he can. Nope, he gets to it. And he's going to boot it. So Hobson's going to reach right through the wickets. So runners on first and second, 2 down. Red Sox need any break they can get. Perhaps this is the one. I think we're going to pinch hit Carbo from Miller. That seems to be effective when we do it. So that's what Zimmer is going to do, I think. Bernie Carbo is going to come in and pinch hit for Rick Miller. So Carbo comes in. He's 6 for 12 on the season with a homer and 4 runs batted in. 6 walks and 2 strikeouts. Cormack looks in for the sign, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers. Range check on Baez. Baez with a 4 range. Gets to it. And makes the play. So that'll do it. As the Red Sox fail to score once again. Alright, so now we gotta shift the defense around a little bit. So Evans will move to right field. No, wait, center field. And Carbo will come in and play right field. So they do lose a little bit on the defense here. Not too much, though. But a little bit. A little bit of range with Carbo. Alright. So Stein, Jones, and Stinton against Lee. Here for the second inning of work. 0 for 3 is Stein today. And that's going to be a base hit. So leadoff single for Stein. That'll be a Rupert Jones. He's got a pair of hits today. 2 for 3 on the day. Gets his pitch. Oh my goodness. And he's going to hit one into the gap. This is going to be extra bases for sure. Stein rounding third. He'll score easily. Jones will get himself an RBI triple. And that is going to be it for Lee, as Tom Murphy is going to come in to relieve him. So corners in. Stinton up to the plate. Stinton 2 for 3 on the day with a double. And strike 3 called. We're out number 1. Corners are going to play in now for Reynolds, who's 0 for 3. And he's going to get a hold of one here. And it continues to be all Seattle, as that is a no-doubter into the bullpen. And Seattle now leads at 7-0. As Fenway faithful have started to evacuate the park. So Milbourne 1 for 4 with a run scored. So the expansion Seattle Mariners all over the Red Sox today. 7-0. Corners are in. That's going to be a base hit. Placid drawn in corners. Milbourne will reach. So we have Steve Braun. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. And he'll fall out to Fisk for out number 2. So it'll bring up Lopez. He's 2 for 4 with a homer. And looks like he's going to add a double to that. We'll see if they send Milbourne. They probably will, as he was off on the pitch with 2 down. We're going to throw for the lead runner. And get him. So Evans throws out Milbourne, but Seattle puts up a 3 spot, and it's now 7-0 as we head to the home half of the 8th. Sweet Caroline. Not so sweet today for the Red Sox. So Burleson lead off. Burleson hitless on today. McCormick's still out there for inning number 8. Hits one to his counterpart. Reynolds up with it over to first for out number 1. So that'll bring up Denny Doyle. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Look at all those walks on McCormick's card there. Wow. And yet, the Red Sox aren't able to find the walk that many times off his card. Perhaps they should have had more lefties in their lineup today with all those walks. But they've been unable to find them today. Just 2 on the day. So 2 down now in the Red Sox 8th. They race 1 for 3. McCormick kicks and delivers. Ground ball to short, and the Red Sox will go in order in the 8th. So Murphy back out there for inning number 2. Meyer 1 for 4 on the day. Fly ball to center. Evans is there. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. So Seattle with 7 runs on 15 hits. The Red Sox no runs on 3 hits. So Baez 1 for 4 up to the plate now. Range check on Doyle. Doyle with a 2 range. He gets to it. And he's going to boot it. He drops it. Charging it. And Baez will reach on the error by Doyle. So each team now with an error. Stein 1 for 4 with a run scored. Murphy trying to hold him close. And a call third. No. Pass ball is it going to be? No. Wild pitch by Murphy. And Baez will move in the scoring position. Stein back in the box. Ground ball to first. Range check. Scott with a 2 range. Gets to it. Lots of errors there. But he's able to take it to the bag himself. Actually flips to Murphy. as Baez moves to third now with 2 down. So Rupert Jones 3 for 4 with a triple. And run number 8 will walk home with a base hit up the middle. So Stinson 2 for 4 on the day. 5 column. Range check on Scott. Gets to it. And that will do it for Seattle, but they tack on another run. And it's 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox still has 3 outs. So Montague's going to come in. Macormack, who in 8 innings, allowing no runs on 3 hits. So Montague trying to preserve the shutout. Montague comes in with a 2-2 record with 1 save and a 4.59 earned run average. 33 innings pitched, 39 hits allowed, 12 walks, 18 strikeouts, and surrendered 6 home runs. Yastrzemski, hitless on the day, will draw the leadoff walk. So that brings up Scott, who's also 0 for 3 on the day. And he'll strike out swinging for out number 1. Scott trying to hit an 8-run homer, which is obviously no such thing as that. So Fisk 0 for 2 with a walk. Yastrzemski gets his short lead. Range check on Milbourne. Gets to it. Fires to second for 1, back to first. Double play, and that will do it for the Red Sox as they get shut out by the Seattle Mariners by a score of 8-0. So Red Sox embarrassed today by the expansion Mariners. Let's take a look at the box score. Not much to say from a Red Sox point of view. That's good anyway. So McCormick gets the win, 1-2. Likely his last start of the year. 8 innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed. Pitched like a Cy Young Award winner. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. ERA down to 5.51 now. Montague came in and pitched a scoreless 9th, walking 1 and striking out 1. Rick Wise, record drops to 0-2, 6 in the 3rd innings. Allowed 10 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 1 home run. Bill Lee pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. And Tom Murphy pitched 2 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, striking out 1 batter and allowing surrendering a home run. So the hitting star for the Seattle Mariners is, I guess, Lopez, who went 3 for 5, 3 runs batted in with a 2-run homer. And Rupert Jones, who was 4 for 5 with a triple, 2 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. Craig Reynolds also had 2 RBIs. With the Red Sox, nothing really to mention there. The only batters with hits were Doyle, Rice, and Evans, but no runs or RBIs to show for it. So Seattle shuts out the Red Sox in their probably the worst loss of the year so far. The Red Sox aren't able to get better on their pace. So let's take a look at the standings after that. That should drop them out of first. So the Red Sox with the loss and now are half game out of first at 13-7. They were 10-10 in the actual season, so still 3 games ahead of their pace. And they'll be facing the Seattle Mariners on May 4th. So alright, so the Red Sox fall to the Seattle Mariners by a score of 8-0. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Hit that subscribe button so if you like our content or like any of our other series that we have going on the channel, a lot of simulation games as well as other sports series and everything. And definitely drop a comment down below and hit that notification bell so you know that when we upload new videos and what videos you guys are watching and what we can do more of. Or if you have any suggestions for series simulation games or sports games we can have on the channel. So take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next game number 21 of the 1977 Boston Red Sox replay. Bye-bye for now.